and welcome everyone. I'm Ebony Dragon and this is my world from Texas where fantasy and reality meet, and we are at 75% towards Kaiju Month. Whoop woo woo woo. My camera is going to have fun today because we are doing Disco Dragons, which means this is really bright orange. My poor camera, and I've also got like sparkles and hi Starry Star, hi Q, hi Sleeves. Sorry for the slight delay. I had to fight the freezer before stream, which meant I then had to defrost my hands. Cause yay! Just filled the freezer. Then the freezer door is not shut, and so now it's all icy and oh yay. Oh yay. So anyway, today is disco day, disco day. Is it still snowing for me? On and off. Not as much as at the moment. Alright, it's early in the evening. I see it snow there. But, yeah. So, we actually are going to have interesting sounds today because I went and found 12 hours of non-copyright music, which is disco-y themed. So we're going to actually have some disco music today. Or at least sort of disco themed. It's very quiet in the background. I don't know if this entire video is going to end up muted or not. I don't know. It says it's not copyright free, but we'll see. Anyway. Dance party, we're all gonna dance today. Yeah, disco time. Time to sew a disco dragon. How are you all today? So, yeah. I have got... So, as I said, we've got this bright orange and bright blue disco dragon, because that is... Dragon! Yay! I'm glad... how am I doing? As I said, other than the frantic, ha! Because that's fun, discovering Frieza being a nice... bit of a booger. Only other thing I'm dealing with is brain weasels at the moment, because it's like, must get medical thing, but I could just physically go buy it, but also probably should do a prescription and brain. So yeah, I'm dealing with brains at the moment. My weasels are up. The weasels are active, but luckily not too bad. Bruised by the vampires earlier. Yes, you have bloodtesty things. Not fun. I had all the doctor phone calls because, you know, called them on Monday. Didn't get a call back when I should have done. Had to call them this morning. Got called back at 4 right before they close. And then they're like, oh, this is a problem. Give us a sec. We need to go and talk to a doctor so that we can then... excuse me, call you back again. I'm like, okay, this is a thing now. No worries, Story. Lyric well. So I have blood test appointments at the hospital in 2 weeks' time because they're like, right, we need to check if the medication we've given you is doing anything. When did you last take it? Yesterday. Ah. We need to wait time. So, go rabbit.
Oh dear.
But yeah. It'll be fine, I'm sure. The major news is, hello, Kit! Apparently you're a plague house, aren't you? This may mean I need to post stuff to you, Kit, rather than relying on the Q Postal Service. Since apparently you are full of flu! As you can hear, we have disco-y music today. Or at least dance music. Because we're doing Disco Dragons. Oh, the might be flu, might be COVID. Joy! Well, just as long as you keep it to yourselves. I don't want it. Yeah, we are doing Disco Dragons today, so we have some dance music playing. Which I'm hoping is copyright free. That is entirely fair, Q. No, not Kit. I am doing well on the brain front today. Hi, Robert. Welcome in. Up in the giveaway counter numbers. How are we doing here? Other than brain weasels, which are always being fun. Hello, Toner. We're here for disco, which my poor camera is struggling because this is really shiny fabric and really bright. And my poor camera's going, what am I doing? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Toner. No dying. Death is forbidden. At least right now. There will be no murders on the dance floor, no death in disco today. It's all about humanity. We are also at 75% towards Kaiju Month. So at this rate, it looks like April may end up as Kaiju Month. We'll see. Also the major announcement-y things that I need to give away. Yes, Rainbow Raid Train next week. Oh, God. So, cheers. I think you all need some tea. Go and make yourselves a cup of tea, guys. You're all clearly in need of tea. Sore throat. Oh, you're all ill. Stop. Stop being ill. Don't let my friends be ill. Yes, go and tea. How's the sewing machine going? I still need to actually remove it from the spare room. But that actually is one of the things I'm potentially... Because, so... Next week... I was going to be in a field. But Ben is being smart and saying we're not going in a field because his health is not great. And I know I'm still having to deal with lots of stuff with the Crohn's shit. Excuse my language. So we are being smart cookies and not going into a field. I'm better at hands-on work with sewing machines. So, but yes, because we have using most. I need to stop fearing the machine. So my plan is to sew a bunch of cloaks, because that is a good way of using up large bits of fabric. And also because it's... Well, no, I did say I was going to try and do a plushie on the sewing machine. So we'll do that as well. But next week, on Thursday, I'm taking part in Picklepuss's Raid Train. If you look in the About section, there should be a link to that. So, potentially that Saturday, we'll do something with the sewing machine. So it will either be the Saturday or it'll be the week after. You're enjoying the soundtrack? Yay! It's top 500, no copyright music party mix. I'll link it to you after. It's 11 hours of dancey music. But, one thing I was... Hey, we're doing Disco Dragons, ergo we have to have dance music. One of the things I was potentially thinking of, so next week in the UK, next week UK is Mother's Day. Woods we trust by the power of the Holy King of Until for the glory of Dundee. Hi, cheebies! Ah! Bops along, bop along, bop bop bop, bop along, bop along. Oh, sorry, kid. So, what was I saying before I was interrupted by dancing to hoots? Right, yes. So, Mother's Day is in the UK. Mother's Day is next Sunday. I know that for some people, the topic of Mother's Day is perhaps a little bit fraught. So, I was thinking, in the cosplay community, I am known as Goat Mum because I, you know, it gave me reverb, nice. But so I cosplay Toriel from Undertale, who is affectionately known as the Goat Mum, and I'm thinking for Mother's Day to do a special bonus stream dressed as Toriel to basically give mums to give people a, like, here is Goat Mum. For those of you who perhaps do not have mothers or get along with their mothers, here is something you can have as a small thing. You can have a little Mother's Day celebration with Goat Mum. Is that something that people might like? Potentially? Yes, I know, Schleems, you have a lot of crocheting to do. It's just, as I said, it was something that crossed my mind the other day, because I know some people who do not get along with mothers, or they do not have them, but to give them something for that day if they wish it. Just, it's a sweet spirit. No, it's entirely fair, but it also means you can get goat mum hugs. Potentially, if that was something that might... And that's what VODs are for as well. Let the hardcore...
I can't actually see on the dashboard.
Hey, this is open to all people. Does mean I get to dig my cosplay out, and since I... Accurate flavour of Ben. That is an accurate flavour of Ben. There is accurate flavour of Ben. There is accurate flavour of Ben.
Not the car, because the car event used to come back. Yeah. Sort of come back at this point.
But yeah, as I said, potential idea of a bonus Mother's Day stream with the Goat Mum. Since I won't be in a field as well. Because otherwise I would have been in a field being a bird person. But I'm not going to be in a field being a bird person. So perhaps being here on Twitch, being a goat monster. You are a duvet turtle. It would also mean there'd be a bonus stream there'd be like more streams next week. Which also would help make up for Thursday's stream will be quite short because it's part of the Pickles Raid Train. So, you know. I have my slot. And potentially back up for any other people who don't turn up if I'm awake. Let's hope I'm awake. What the heck is this music? I have no idea. This is what I get for like an 11-hour lit playlist. 11-hour video of dance music. That'll be fine. What on earth have I picked? Exactly, yeah. Depends when I go live. As I said, it was more of a throwing out there because, as I said, I know certain people here. Some people. You feel called out. Look. When I was actually for most of until I met Ben, the only music I listened to was classical music and soundtracks. That was maybe some musicals thrown in. The only sort of like modern music I had was Queen. Then I met Ben and discovered metal. So, most sort of like dance pop music goes over my head. When I think dance music normally, I'm thinking classical music or Scottish country dancing. I did that at school. I'm so metal that I unapologetically like EDM. Go for you. I like my power metal. I like my power and my fantasy metal. And my dwarf metal. And occasionally some pirate metal. I know my sister really likes nightcore. Which is like music that's sped up. Speed metal! Oh yeah, no. Oh, I need to remember that for next week as well. It's my grandfather's birthday next week. So that'll be... I've got a present made up for him. What is Box of Silence? This! This is my Box of Silence. My soundproofing foam. That is a box of symphonic metal. Ooh, nice, yes. Ooh, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Anime metal. Otaku core. See, this is one of the problems I have. Is I want to start bopping along. I can't bop and sew. I learnt this the hard way with Glory Hammer. One cannot listen to Glory Hammer tracks and sew. This is how you get stabbed fingers. Sounds like critical. Oh no. Sheepies, do you want me to stab? This is how I end up with stabs. Those speaking of Glory Hammer have been posting pictures up of their new look. Yes, I know stabbing is banned. Mind you, cooking might also now be banned for me. So, yesterday I decided we had some casserole veg and I thought I'll make a little stew out of it. And I threw in some cooked chicken. Literally the only things in this was a packet of casserole veg, 1 packet of cooked chicken, water, and 3 chicken stock cubes. And somehow the cooked chicken went pink and it looked uncooked. We don't know how this happened. I managed to somehow make cooked chicken uncooked. And there was a lot left over. So this morning when Ben decided to have it for breakfast, we ended up having to play the game, is this chicken or is this carrot? Because the chicken had now turned bright orange. We don't know what happened. Apparently it tasted fine, but yeah. I'm maybe about to be banned from cooking because I have entropied cooking. I have uncooked chicken. All I did was make a little stew. All I did was make stew. Apparently sleep deprived me some spices, maybe? Hello, Garnold! What am I sewing? We are sewing some micro dragons. Specifically, micro dragons in disco themes. So this is bright orange fabric with some blue, and we've got this one we'll be doing as well, which is silver sparkly disco ball colours. Yeah, welcome in. How are you doing? Yes, they are indeed. Let me show you what the sizes are going to look like. No, come here, little micro dragons. So, we're doing a lot of... I am making dragons. So this is how big they're going to be. Look how tiny they are. So cute, so small. Yay! Let me see if I can grab one of my regular size ones. There you are. Come here. And this is what they normally... This is the normal size dragon. So this is why we say they are micro. They're so tiny. You're already in love. Nice. So micro dragons are usually what I make for giveaways. So we are basically stocking up for the year. But we also do have the rule that if you see something you like, shout out. You can probably have it as a commission. But today's ones are micro dragons in disco theme. Hence the dance music. But I do sell my regular size ones over on my Etsy, so if you're interested, !Etsy, I'll get you a link. Yes. Here on Twitch, you will often find me, well, sewing dragons. That's mainly what I do. I'm a jack of all trades creative, so chances are you'll see me do a lot of other random stuff. But primarily we sew dragons. Because everybody likes dragons. The other fun fact about my dragons is they're basically all made from... Oh, thank you. The other thing for these dragons is they are basically all made of scrap fabric. To be fair, the reason I started doing micro dragons was because it does take... Everything takes work, but I basically have lots of scrap fabric. And part of the reason I started making micro versions was to use up more fabric. Hi, Starry Star! Ooh! Do feel free to share. We always encourage people to promote. It's always show and tell around here. We love to see what other people are doing. Oh! There isn't an unlurk, but you've got it anyway. Pikachu face origamis. I'm sorry, you've got me there. Pikachu! I like Pikachu. Please share link. I want to know. Yes, please do. Queen Crafty, we're going to follow them. Let's do a shout out for them.
Yes.
There we go. Now we all have things to go follow. Let's go follow them. Ha ha ha! Sneaky follows. Oh, they're live right now, I see. Just sneakily go follow them. Not a problem. Like I said, it's always show and tell around here. We really do love to encourage other crafters and, well, we love to see what other people are doing. Speaking of, if you've got any progress pictures, things you're working on right now, feel free to link them in chat or over on our Discord. !Discord. Because as I said, yeah, no, I'm a big purporter of encouraging crafters. Ooh, sheepies. What have you done?
Roman turns his back to read something.
Samples? You're making me pin patches! Sorry, I'm doing really high pitch. It's flocked and... Oh my goodness. Supersonic! Sheepies, you're awesome. Also, 1 minute till adverts. Because Sheepies! I want soft things. Hey, Wizard Dragon still up for sale? What would my favourite of my dragon... Oh, that's cruel. You're asking me to pick a favourite of my creations? How does one pick a favourite child?
Yes. Well, last time you saw it.
You know what? Actually, I think my favourite one has to be this one. It looks simple, but there's some memories attached to this one that make it special. Unus Annus. And also the first... Unus Annus. I'll explain more after the adverts.
What did I just say, Danny? Penny, why didn't you do it in the first place? No. If it's not a boss fight, you release. Or that was completely new one, the next boss fight might be. I mean, to be fair, that's how they do every other piece in Guardians. That's exactly what I mean. Alright, you're ahead on that. No, you're ahead on a road to body. This went so bad for us last time.
And welcome back from ad breaks. This is the third time since the beginning of the project. It involves computers, so you have my sympathy there. I am also trying to work out, because I don't know what things to give it on heads. So this is a disco dragon. I do have like the most disco-y floof. I'm debating if I want to give it the most disco floof. I think I do want. I think it's going to get disco floof. With glitter. I don't have any glitter to hand. Well, I've got ribbon. I have glittery ribbon, I guess. Will that count? Do you want to go with glittery ribbon for it? But glittery ribbon or floof. But I was also going to explain why this is my favourite dragon I made. So, as I said, this was inspired by Unus Annus, which was a project that was done by Markiplier and Crank Gameplay, which ran from 2019 to 2020, poor thing, where they basically made a video every day, uploaded it, and then at the end of the year they deleted it. The entire channel, everything. Unas Honest, 1 year. And this dragon I made during the 12-hour live stream they did to end the year. Right, where they literally hit delete at the end. And part of the reason I like it so much is, one, it's the memory of that year. It's the memory of that channel because it's all deleted now. But the other thing as well is little memento mori here was what proved to me that I could sew a dragon in a length of a stream. Because including gathering time and patterning, because I did this during that live stream, in total it took me 5 hours. 4 hours of which was sewing. Which is what proved to me, oh, I can make a dragon in a 4-hour stream. And that was one of the things that helped me actually start streaming my sewing and start streaming my dragons. So yeah, that is the reason Memento Mori is my favourite dragon that I have made.
Penny. The orbs. The explicitly tank orb that the tank is going to take.
Just cutting with floof. I think Disco needs floof. My main thing I need to decide now is, does the Disco get floof? Squeesh! Yep. Does the Disco have floof coming from its head or just along the back? So I could just give it little scale ears. Basically, how floofy is Disco Dragon? Is the orange and red and orange disco, orange and blue Disco Dragon? A little floof. A little floof on the head. So we want little floof on the head. A little glitter. Oh, it is plenty glitter. I can give it a little head floof.
Surprisingly large average.
You can have some head floof. Little glittery ribbon flower. I could definitely give it a little glitter ribbon. One of the things I was thinking is using one of these charms for it. Possibly even just put it on a ribbon chain so that, you know, ultimate disco.
I appreciate the fact it was specifically one of the new people posted it and went, oh look, a skink. It was like, yes.
So yeah, it's gonna have flame there, a flare there,
No,
flare on the base of the body. And then, see, my plan for the Disco Ball Dragon is I have sequins. I am literally going to sew individual sequins on it. I clearly am feeling masochistic today. Who in their right mind sews individual sequins? Me! For the sake of disco. We do these things for the sake of disco.
Hey, Penny. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Fancy doing the tank thing?
So we're just going to get the head sewn together. Get the... I do know someone else who sews individual. Yeah. Oh, I remember being at a convention once, which was actually in a hotel. So that was always weird. There was another convention going on at the same time. I think it was. I was at an anime convention. There was a church. There was a Bible convention that was going on at the same venue. So you know, little bit weird in the lift when you're dressed as, you know, various cartoon characters and you've got a bunch of church people there. But I remember being in the lift with someone and they were commenting that they love it because they see all these these really cool costumes. And the person, the lift was actually asking, like, oh, how'd you do that? And I commented it was, because it was my tutorial costume, that I'd used ribbon, a very chunky ribbon, to outline things to look like embroidery. And say, oh, that's a good trick. I wish I'd known that. When my daughter did dance, I was sat there at the kitchen table sewing individual sequins onto her dance costume. To think you can get them as ribbon, I said you could do it so much easier. And I'm like, yeah, get ribbon sequins. You could have done them. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry, my dear lady. I mean, I still love the fact that when Ben was last at a convention, because he was at a convention without me, he was hanging out with a group of our friends, and somebody came up and said, do you want a picture with all the princesses? And included Ben in that, because he's dressed as Asgore from Undertale, which basically means he has a giant purple cloak on. But it's also not the first time that he's been referred to as one of the ladies. For those who have not seen Ben, he has a very magnificent beard. There's a reason he gets known as he's known as my Viking. But he finds it he is actually, every time there's a game we play, a board game we play called Monarch, where the whole point is you are a group of sisters basically trying to prove who could be the better queen. And one of the rules is whoever is the prettiest princess goes first. And as a rule, Ben is the prettiest princess, Ben will always go first. There we go. That is pretty disco. And move on to sewing the body. Yay. I think that also counts as some story time. And I have definitely been randomly singing. There we go. Also, cheers. I just scratched that spoon all along my glasses. Going well here.
God damn it.
For some reason, I don't know if it's the colours, but for some reason it makes me think of certain types of dinosaur. What? Dinosaurs are orange and blue! Am I thinking Skybacks? Or am I thinking some sort of like alien film with aliens? I don't know why. I mean, apparently just blue and orange really work well. Oh, I know what it is. It's Guardians of the Galaxy thinking. Because Peter Quill's ship is orange and blue. No. Come back here, thread. Why does my thread want to wrap around everything? Today it was my headphones cable.
Thanks, have you ever heard of House of the Dead? Just wondering.
Am I thinking Barney? Barney's purple. He's not orange and blue.
Actually, speaking of House of the Dead, I realise horror business.
So Tuesday, me and Q were outside. We did the outside things and we did some charity shop bimbling. And we stopped in one of the charity shops and they had a book on dinosaurs. And I was torn. I really like I really wanted to get that book on dinosaurs, but at the same time I am very aware now.
You did agree to this.
It'll be out of date. Because it will not be accurate. Because we now know dinosaurs are fluffy. It won't have fluffy dinosaurs in it. So I was torn, like, do I want it? Do I not? No, I did not get it, because I decided I'd prefer my historical accuracy in that regard. Like my fluffy dinos. Give me my fluffy raptors.
Well, it is...
Jurassic Park has a lot to answer for, and one of them is refusing to include fluffy dinosaurs. But, you know, so the weather as well, that terrible weather where it's been snowing on and off, it resulted in us we had to keep ducking into charity blame frog. Even then, you know there are fluffy frogs, right? That is actually a type of frog that's kind of fluffy. But even because that, lots of them had feathers, lots didn't. Some of them had only a baby. Yeah, I know. But the problem is, because of Jurassic Park and all those movies, people actually do say, no, you can't, I refuse to accept fluffy dinosaurs, I refuse to accept science because then my movies won't look right. No! No! Wrong! Bad! Learn to adapt. But yes, we did have to keep going. We did have to keep going into charity shops because it was snowing. Along with, I am devastated. My favourite cafe is closed for good. It was called Elephants and Bagels, and I mean, it did really good tea and bagels, and it was, yes, Elephants and Bagels is closed for good. It closed on the 23rd of February. I didn't know until I went there today. Oh, I'd say today, or went on Tuesday, but and even worse, I discovered that my favourite stationery shop is also closing down. It might already be closed, but I couldn't go. Why is things changing? Why are my favourite places going away? Excuse me. I know. I would always take people to Elephants and Bagels when they came to Edinburgh. It was like one of my things. Apparently. But now I'm going to have to look and find another new tea shop. I'm going to have to find another new tea shop, and it won't be the same. That is comfy and has... Yeah, exactly. And isn't over the top expensive. Where the heck am I going to find that in Edinburgh? Maybe that's why Elephants and Bagel closed. Mm. So yeah, I'm very sad about this. Especially because I wanted to take Kit to the Elephants and Bagel. He would have loved it. Probably.
Last time. I distinctly remember being put on the last one early because I had to get home from the hospital.
But it just means I'm going to have to take a lot of trips into town to find now a good cafe that's good for hanging out in. Anyone want to volunteer to be my cafe buddy? And Q, I already know you're going to volunteer. Yes, we already knew you were volunteering. You were my bumble buddy and enabler. No, Ashley! Yeah, oh no! I really wanted you to go to the Elephant and Bagels. You had cafe and... Yeah, Tona, we took you to Elephants and Bagel, didn't we? We've taken you there. It's closed!
Oh.
For for good. I'm very sad. Now I need to find a new cafe.
It's hilarious.
No, I didn't take you. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe I need to look into that idea somebody had about making a craft cafe. Clearly I need to make the cafe that I want to see. I clearly need to make the crafting cafe. Also, cheers.
Nice. Hi, Rowan.
Be the change you want to see. I don't know how to run a cafe.
I'm sorry, it's just because it's under divine retribution.
There's a craft. Ooh, is there now? Well, clearly I need to road trip to Winchester. That does mean going to Winchester. I know. So one of my favourite cafes in Aberdeen was called Books and Beans. It was a bookshop cafe, a second-hand bookshop cafe. It was good. Like, we're talking floor-to-ceiling bookcases here. But one of the weirder cafes I know here in Edinburgh is a laundromat cafe. That's, yeah.
Yes, Rampart. There we go.
So I guess a craft cafe wouldn't be too weird. Oh, board game cafes. We've got, like, at least 3. Or we used to have at least 3. I think we're down to 2. Either 1 or 2 now. That I know of. But yeah, we have several board game cafes. I know one of them I actually used to go to quite regularly.
Oh, well, I did.
Ooh, vegan muesli is nice. I know one of them has a deal with the bakery that's up the road from them. So they get luxury donuts that are different every day. So that's apparently something.
If we were
I haven't been to that one though. Like, I think I've been in there once. So I don't know if it's still there. Clearly, I'm going to have to do some bimbling. Oh no, how sad. But then again, we all know that I have a bimble partner. I have a current bimble partner, and I will happily accept more bimble partners to wander around and do things with. Because apparently, I can't trust Lauren to be my, or Qianji to be my bimble partner. Because she is an enabler. She gets me fire. And Edinburgh Fabrics, and says, have you considered the shinies? You're totally trustworthy. That's totally the reason why I have a giant amount of pink fleece. Ooh, I could show off the ribbons I got, couldn't I? Your last job title was responsible adult. It was hilarious, that was an official job title. So, ribbon! Ribbon! That's all it? Yes. Yes. Look at the shiny ribbons we got! The idea for some of these is I'm going to use them to make badges with. You know, the medals. Look at that one. I love how it's like double-sided. High-vis orange tape. And black. Pink! And some little bubble trim. Some very, very pretty golden black. And rainbow. Rainbow ribbon. So pretty, yeah. No worries, sheepies. Thanks for hanging around. Let's also do the show and tell. Show and tell first. There you go. So yeah. One thing I will say about Edinburgh Fabrics is no worries. We'll try not to do anything too wacky. But one of the things I actually do like about Edinburgh Fabrics is that everything is on a roll. And it's actually very useful because if you want it, you have to carry it around or leave it at the desk when you have fabric that you want. And we're talking big rolls. But they also have such a lovely selection of different fabrics. So many pretty fabrics. But that's part of the reason why every time we go in there, we look in the scrap box, because they have their offcut box. I know. But yeah, the offcut box, which is like all the end of roll stuff. I was a little disappointed this time, because it was mostly tulle fabric, you know, sort of that netting stuff. There was lots of tulle. Which, like, I don't really use tulle. I don't have anything I need it for. But there were some lovely bits of suede in there. So I may have grabbed that.